Hello friends, I'm Phoebe. Welcome to my music discovery journey where I catch up on all the music I've missed out on over the years and share my great finds with you. And some of you share your great finds with me, which is what Opalak has done with Ren's Eden. Now, I haven't heard anyone mention this one before yet. Opalak says, this 9-minute long gem from Ren is heavily underappreciated. That'll be why, and deserves more views. You don't want to know anything beforehand, so just enjoy the ride. I like this. I like getting a recommendation where it's like, I won't give you any information. I won't do any research on this one. I already know who Ren is, and I couldn't even guess what this is like because he doesn't cover one genre. He has a bunch of different topics, important topics that he usually talks about. Eden, the Garden of Eden. I can see, even I've brought the lyrics up. I see Adam and Eve in there straight away. I'm not going to lie. I'm very open about what I see, and so we're going to give it a go. We're going to watch it and start and stop. We have to do that, just because it's a long one, time purposes. But I'll try and watch big chunks of it. I won't always retain information and observations if I leave a bit longer, but I feel like to keep the flow a little bit, we'll try and do it in chunks, perhaps. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Let me tell you a story.
But we don't want to cut off the beginning, so respectfully, we'll start it.
Let me tell you a story as old as time. The story of Adam and Eve. It starts with a God who wanted more. God had just created the heavens and the earth. He had the angels by his side, but they had no will of their own, and so the autonomy to love or reject him was never theirs. All but for one, the once called bringer of light, Lucifer, morning star. Lucifer was the fairest and most intelligent of all the angels. He was the closest thing to God's image, and in his likeness, Lucifer felt restless. He began to question and doubt God. He doubted the hierarchy opposed upon him. He felt God was arrogant. In his frustration, Lucifer built a throne that stood even above God's and declared mutiny.
I love how the vocals, the sound is distorted in some of the words. It sounds sinister, doesn't it? I love how this is in the form of a video game. It looks like pixelated graphics. They're not lyrics, are they? It's a story. Let me tell you a story as old as time. I mean, we can hear it. It's not like I need to decipher the lyrics. But he's introduced Adam and Eve and said that they don't have autonomy to love or reject God. And then is introducing Lucifer and saying he was the closest thing to God's image, and he's feeling that God is arrogant. He's frustrated, and he built a throne that stood above God and declared mutiny. Okay, stood even above God. Okay.
Gods and declared mutiny.
The distortion.
A war ensued. God, being all-powerful, came out the victor and banished Lucifer from the heavens and exiled him to earth. Once again, God was alone with his power. Perhaps from loneliness, perhaps from curiosity, perhaps from a desire to share love, God began to work on his greatest project yet, a being that would mirror himself, the human, two humans specifically, Adam and Eve. They were placed inside a paradise built for them on earth, the Garden of Eden. In the garden, God placed a tree that bared fruit that would grant anyone who ate it powers bestowed only to a God to tell good from evil, left from right, to live righteously or to sin. He named this the tree of knowledge. God told Adam and Eve they could eat whatever they wanted in the garden, but never the fruit from the tree of knowledge. And if they disobeyed him, it would be punishable by death. The basic way the story of Eden is told is that Eve was tempted by Lucifer in the form of a serpent to eat a fruit from the tree of knowledge. Convinced, she bit the fruit, she passed it to Adam, and he did the same. Suddenly, ultimate knowledge filled their minds, and they realized they were naked and felt shame. God discovered this betrayal and felt angry. He exiled Adam and Eve and
God, it's so sinister, isn't it? A video game, it feels like something you would see in the 90s, even the 80s. And that's the sinister distortion. It's interesting. I had no idea I was going to experience this. Having the lyrics, I did see there was a lot of lyrics. I just thought it was going to be, I don't know, perhaps just a lot of rapping or something. I didn't expect it to be talking about the story of Adam and Eve, but also talking about how it goes, how it's told. So I'm guessing he's going to explain further or look at that.
Convinced, she bit the fruit. She passed it to Adam and he did the same. Suddenly, ultimate knowledge filled their minds and they realized they were naked and felt shame. God discovered this betrayal and felt angry. He exiled Adam and Eve and cursed them with the life of a mortal. They would work, they would bear children, and they would die. The fate of a human. Now look deeper.
In the story, the serpent tempted me by telling me I would gain ultimate knowledge and that God would spare me.
Both.
This is so weird. So now it's the graphics are clearer. Is this almost like seeing the world through rose-tinted glasses with the pixels? It's not. The pixels aren't smooth. It's not as clear. Is this Ren saying, here's the truth, or here's look at it in a different way at least? It's at least looking at it in a different way because the graphics have changed. That's such a simple thing, but it's powerful. So powerful. Okay, the story of the serpent tempted me by telling me I would gain ultimate knowledge and that God would spare me. Both were true. The serpent said that God would spare them. Even... Okay.
Now look deeper.
Trying to...
In the story, the serpent tempted me
focus
by telling me I would gain ultimate knowledge and that God would spare me.
Both were true.
This wasn't some great deception, meaning that Satan, in the likeliness of God, perhaps understood his intentions. In fact,
the only lie uttered in the
Garden of Eden was
by God, who did not end up
condemning
Adam and Eve to
death.
This wasn't some great deception, meaning that Satan in the likeness of God perhaps understood his intentions. The only lie uttered was by God, who did not end up condemning Adam and Eve to death. Oh. Ah. Okay.
Garden of Eden was
by God, who did not end up
condemning
Adam and Eve to
death.
So
this should be seen as an act of
mercy, but the sheer fact that the tree existed and that humans
were initially cut off from this knowledge
may imply some part of God was afraid.
It's an interpretation. It's really trippy how Ren and this voice are switching randomly. That is it. It's a bit of a shock to the senses, but not like an extreme shock, but like it's disorientating. Okay. An act of mercy. But the sheer fact that the tree existed and humans were initially cut off from this knowledge may imply that God was afraid that they would have the knowledge, that they would...
were initially cut off from this knowledge
may imply some part of God was afraid that if humans were granted the gift of perception, they, like Lucifer, would have the power to reject him too.
Right. Controlling a narrative or having control over a situation, keeping information from others so that they don't do what others have done before. Scared that what they might do with it. Yeah, that's valid.
They, like Lucifer, would have the power to reject him too. The fact that there stood a beautiful tree that could
grant this knowledge in the first place
implies that a small part of
God, supposedly all-knowing,
perhaps wanted and intended
the humans to
bite too.
I think I said this out loud, that it's almost like a test. Don't do that. I'm going to leave it there. And I know that you're going to do it anyway. Or something like that. The fact there stood a beautiful tree that could grant this knowledge in the first place implies that a small part of God, supposedly all-knowing, if you know everything, you know what's going to happen, right? Perhaps wanted and intended the humans to bite too. This is all speculation, of course, but that's interesting. I'm reading it back because the number of different voices saying it just kind of overwhelms me a little bit. I don't know if it's an ADHD thing. I think purposely they're doing it so you kind of you are disorientated, but that means it's hard for me to focus on what's being said as well. My brain is struggles with that, basically. But
Supposedly all-knowing,
perhaps wanted and intended
the humans to
bite too.
In the Bible, Satan was an exiled angel of free will. Humans are exiled
descendants of Adam and Eve,
also with free will. Not only have we shared a similar fate to the devil, we were also both constructed in the
were
image of
also
our
both
Creator.
constructed in the image of our Creator.
Meaning our behaviors, in some shape or form, imperfectly echo his.
We could assume that this kind of
God has his doubts,
But-
but as the most
powerful being,
Being in the universe
he has no one above him
to turn to with questions, and no one to
Doubt but himself, an incredibly lonely and isolating existence.
yeah, it is quite an incredibly lonely and isolated existence. Our behaviours, in some way, shape or form, imperfectly echo his. We assume this kind of God has his doubts as the most powerful being in the universe. Someone so powerful still has doubts. No one above him. If he has doubts, if he doesn't know, he doesn't have anyone to turn to other than himself. And that is quite lonely.
We must only assume that the common thread between God, Lucifer, and us is the desire for more, an eternal curiosity, a desire perhaps birthed from a seed of loneliness. If not, why would we exist in the first place?
So is that saying even God has a desire for more, it says, but a desire to understand more, to learn more? It could be anything, right? For more. A desire for more. Eternal curiosity, though. Makes sense.
The constantly looping bittersweet irony is whether gifted by some omnipotent God or simply a byproduct of billions of years of evolution, here we stand in 2023 as creatures with free will, the only creatures that understand and define good from bad, creatures with the potential of a God. And what do we do with that free will, my friends? We willingly walk to the edge of a cliff.
Ooh. Also, this was from 2023, so we are now 2026, early 2026. So yes, it was a few years ago, almost 3. Creatures of free will that understand and define good from bad, with the potentials of God. And we willingly walk off the edge of a cliff, it says.
Will, my friends, we willingly walk to the edge of a cliff. In the name of progress, we jump off the precipice. The empires we build ravage the earth. The natural order of things are necessary to survive. Any systems which do not honor homeostasis eventually perish. Our free will overrides our own biological instinct. We can take more than we eat. We can kill more than we need. We can willingly create weapons with the potential to burn everything we've built to the ground. We will.
Fuck. We are so destructive. Or we can be. Right? Jesus. Homeostasis, I always have to look that up. Self-regulating process by which biological systems maintain internal stability while adjusting to changing external conditions. It ensures a dynamic yet constant equilibrium in vital factors like temperature, pH, and blood sugar, which is crucial for survival. Key mechanisms involve feedback loops, often negative, that regulate body functions. So to maintain a stable, constant environment, or internal environment, the empires we build ravage the earth. It's destruction. Our free will overrides our own biological instinct. This is dark but powerful and important. We take more than we eat. Even in recent works of Rennett's talking about, we should only take what we need. If we all took what we needed, we wouldn't be in this state that we are in today, with rich getting richer, poor getting poorer, so much homelessness in the world, poverty, a real awful imbalance of things. But we do so many things that create destruction, the bad side of humanity. Creating weapons with the potential to burn everything we've built to the ground. It's sad, isn't it? This world that existed long before us, that we found ourselves on, and people fight over it. People fight over land, resources. It sounds stupid, doesn't it? We're lucky to have this earth, and yet we don't care for it. And a lot of people don't care about other humans.
Create weapons with the potential to burn everything we've built to the ground. We willingly decide to bow at the altar of greed, the most insidious and destructive of all sins. We put our faith in corporations who pose as rulers. We willingly allow ourselves to be led by outdated power systems ran by corrupted politicians
and bloated dictators who claim domain and dominion over an open and free land.
It's really interesting how there's this like beat in the background. I've not even been listening to the much of the audio as such, but I feel like this beat has only just come in. It's almost like doing this dance, going through the motions of a absolutely disastrous human race. And talking about, we willingly decide to bow to the altar of greed, the most insidious and destructive of all sins. Greed, wanting more of everything, more money, more power, more resources, more territory. When we were We were given this earth somehow, and we couldn't just live peacefully on it. People had to take more than they wanted and create hierarchy systems. We put our faith in corporations who pose as rulers. Fuck. Posing as rulers, having power of some kind, perhaps having loads of money, perhaps having some sort of influence, and making all the people follow. Or jeez, I wasn't expecting this at all. I should expect to feel anger and frustration at humanity when I watch something of Friends, or feel hope and that there is potential to do something about it. Sometimes the two can exist, which is very powerful, but this is making me sad and angry, as it should. So cheers, Ren. We willingly allow ourselves to be overruled and by outdated power systems run by corrupted politicians, bloated dictators, and you saw the images, who claim domain and dominion over an open and free land. It's right there. An open and free land. How have people claimed land over the years? Claiming stolen land, like claiming it as your own when you didn't own it in the first place. I don't even know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. You turn up at someone's house and you say, I'm having that, I'm having the bedroom, that's mine. No, it isn't. Someone else comes in, I want it, that's mine. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Sounds really petty, childish, immature, and yet that's what's happened to the world. And we're in a right mess.
We willingly elect the corrupted when the decision was always...
Sorry.
Politicians and bloated dictators who claim domain and dominion over an open and free land.
We willingly elect the corrupted when the decision was always ours to build something better. We willingly create and impose separation because of beliefs that we are force-fed through our phones and television sets. We always had the will to reject these things, but we adhere to them as though they were the laws of physics.
Why don't we ever do something about it? Something meaningful. We willingly elect the corrupted when the decision was always asked to build something better. Create an opposed apparition because of ideas we are force-fed through our phones and television sets with propaganda, brainwashing, biased media articles, brainwashing. We always have the will to reject these things, but we adhere to them as if they were the laws of physics. I even sat here right now. What am I doing? What change am I making? What am I standing up to all our leaders and saying, no, I don't want that? And billions of other people would agree with me. When you think about it, there's a handful of leaders not exactly, but in comparison to the world, there's a handful of leaders and there's a whole fucking city of people who oppose what they're doing. Strength in numbers, you would think. But actually, we're all a bunch of people that aren't doing anything, that's for sure. Not doing enough. Yes, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to function without leadership. That sounds pathetic, doesn't it? So many of us want change, and that is important. But ideas. We need more ideas, or we need more some sort of organized communication. I don't know. It just feels so. It does feel pathetic when thinking about this. I'm tired of this feeling. And so many people are saying the same thing.
War, famine, pestilence, greed, these aren't things imposed upon us by an all-powerful God or by his demonic adversary. They are here because of us, not because of free will, but because of our inability to use it. We must be motivated to be better, not out of fear of punishment of an eternal damnation, but because the choice exists, because we love ourselves, because we have the power to absolve ourselves of so much unnecessary suffering. Take a second to be in this very moment. In this moment, how much suffering is happening all over the planet right now? How many people are dying of illnesses that could have easily been cured, but aren't because of the selfishness and greediness of humanity? How many people break their backs and reject their own passions to simply afford bills and food? How many of us crave distraction from existence? How many of us numb that pain in whatever way necessary? How many children are being abused? How many people sleep cold and hungry on the streets? How many of us become cogs inside a machine that is destroying itself? How many soldiers have been forced to fight in meaningless wars? How many humans have killed for ideals they don't believe in or understand? How many people have died for the greed of another man? And how much of this was avoidable? As written in the Bible, Satan was not condemned to hell.
Gosh. That's powerful. I just need a second. Oh. Oh my God. It's important to watch this. It might feel uncomfortable or upsetting, but that's barely anything compared to what others have suffered. Seeing all of that, a lot of people ignore it. I don't want to watch it because it upsets me. I don't want to talk about it because it upsets me. It just feels like ignorance and the inability to face reality. I have a lot of empathy for others, even people that are at fault, because there's a reason behind it. And I want to understand that, why they're like that, if there's room to change, or if that's how they are. And then perhaps feel sad that that's how their life has gone, or what happened, or what might have affected them to be that way. I think, I know that's why I get really emotional at stuff like this, and seeing stuff in the news, and it is upsetting. But we can't keep going on like this. And it sounds so pathetic again because this has been happening for years. What am I going to do? But also, what kind of attitude is that? What can I do? What can we all do? There are so many of us. It's crazy.
How many humans have killed for ideals they don't believe in or understand? How many people have died for the greed of another man?
Just even that part. Gosh, there's so much. There's so much to it, but even just that. How many humans have killed for ideals they don't believe in or understand? How many people have died at the greed of another man? Too many. How much of this was avoidable? Probably all of it. The truth is, it's happened. We are where we are now. We can't change that. How we got here, I'm talking about. But we do have power going forward to do something. We've been brainwashed or taught to have a mindset of like, what am I going to do anyway? I'm just one person. We're not taught to talk to other people, or we get told off, or worse if we resist or riot or do something that the powers that be don't agree with. For instance, people get arrested even for peaceful protesting now. So you can get into trouble, right? But you think about a handful of people versus a whole city of people. And that handful of people have been the ones that reign supreme all this time. That's pretty fucked up, if you ask me. And I think the rest of you would agree with that. But let me know what you think in the comments. Just makes me angry and sad.
And how much of this was avoidable? As written in the Bible, Satan was not condemned to hell. Satan was condemned to earth. He lives there amongst other creatures with free will, who always had the choice and still chose their own undoing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our self-made hell.
Oh.
The bittersweet irony is this is a creation of our own design.
I get it. I get it.
The bittersweet irony is this is a creation of our own design. I'll leave you with this. Consider what you've done here today. You have worked together as individuals collaborating to form a giant neural network, a hive mind capable of achieving incredible things. We have lent on each other's strengths to solve puzzles and decipher riddles, and we've done so to win money.
Renegades.
Imagine applying that same spirit and determination to creating the closest thing we have to paradise here on Earth. By using the power of collaboration, we can work together to even the playing field for everybody. Our dystopias can become utopias. Our Jahannams can become Jannah. Our hells can become heaven, right here on Earth. And this sentiment applies to atheists, agnostics, and believers alike.
Everyone.
Myself, I'm an agnostic who believes. I believe in us. We must do better because we can choose to. We must be better simply because the option exists. Thank you.
it's kind of sad hearing that that one's not shared as much. I hope it's just not in certain algorithms, but I hope that's not true. I've only just come across it. People might have mentioned it in the comments and I just haven't seen those ones yet. But I do try and read as many as I can. Most of them. And it has come up with another reactor. Mr. Biscuit Speaks. Did it 5 months ago. Not that long ago. This was posted 3 years ago. We could have done so much more in that time, but like I said, we can't control what has happened and where we're at now. We can only control what we do going forward. And I really hope this reaches many people far and wide, not just the renegades, but also the renegades, really wholesome group of people. But I hope this reaches people that feel the want for change and people asking, what can I do? As opposed to giving up or not really knowing. My trouble is I don't know what to suggest. I feel like I wish I could come up with ideas, contribute to a collaborative system. In situations like these, I usually would take direction, but doesn't mean it always has to be that way. If it is, I'm sure there are people that have ideas. Between us all, there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something. Thank you so much for watching with me. Just makes you think, makes you want to think of how to make this better. But not just think about it, actually do something. Because actions are powerful, right? But just thinking about it it's not really doing a lot. So, I mean, using this platform to share this is something. It's not making suggestions, but perhaps it's inviting others to make suggestions. Perhaps it reaches the people that do have the good ideas. I don't know. What do you think? Hopefully, something changes. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Some people think they've already subscribed if I'm in their algorithm, but I might not be. So please, every little helps. Please check. Comment. Every comment helps. It boosts the videos. I realise that we got this far into it, and I've been speaking for a long time. I've been crying, feeling all sorts of things, but that was really powerful. And thank you to our patrons on Patreon who keep us going. You can join for free. You can join for £1 and you can get a little shout out here. You can join premium and VIP supporters for early access content and a bit of extra support. But I know in this climate, in this economy, it's not, luxury spend is not always possible. I completely understand. There's no pressure here. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, or if you can't, you're already doing enough watching this. And hopefully we can create change. Because I believe too. And if you watch this far, please comment I believe. And I'll see you for another one soon. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.